everyone, it's Lynette with Charmed Grammy Crochet. How are you today? Today is Thursday, January 8th. At the time that I'm recording this, God knows what time you'll see it. Sometimes my internet uploads like this, and sometimes it takes a long time. I want to welcome you to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. I hope I can get you to come back. If you are, a long-time subscriber, thanks for coming back again and again. I appreciate you so much. Hit the like, subscribe, and all that stuff that YouTube likes. I like it too. I appreciate it. It helps my channel, and it helps to keep me going. So thank you for that. Today is again a crochet video. I have crocheted more in the last 2 days than I crocheted in the last 10. I talked about the bag that I was working on, that I started just because I needed to have a project to work on and everything was packed. And I finished it. Mostly finished it. So this is what it's looking like. What did I change? I made, first of all, as I said in the last video, I used a smaller hook than what the Bag O' Day pattern. And I used a smaller hook than Crystal because I wanted my stitches tighter. She used an acrylic yarn. I use 100% cotton. It is right here. Peaches and Cream in the color Panorama. Now I think I used about a whole, probably actually less than a whole cone. I had a used cone that I thought might be enough, but then as I was crocheting along, I determined it's not quite enough. I thought I was going to run out. I was at Walmart, which I paid like less than $10, 9 something. So I didn't think that was so bad, because you get 14 ounces, 400 grams. So it was 674 yards of 100% cotton. So, I know it's kitchen cotton, but it doesn't stretch really bad. It's very durable. It's great for a bag, I think. So her pattern, Crystal's pattern, original tutorial, I made the base an extra row or two from what she made because she used a bigger hook, so mine wasn't quite as big as what I wanted it to be. I'm taking this bag to the Fiber Festival at the end of January that I'm going to with Lynanne and Nancy. I don't know if Bree is going. I don't know who all else in the area is going, but I hope to see a lot of people there. And so anyway, I wanted it to be big enough to hold yarn that I might happen to purchase. And between Lynanne and Nancy and I, the things that we were looking for in a bag, Lynanne wanted big, Nancy wanted backpack, and I really liked the braided handle. This is 36 lengths of yarn that I used to make the handle, 12 in each, 1/3 of the braid. I braided it together. I left a little tassel-y at the ends. I did one strap side to side. Crystal, end to end. Crystal did 2 straps and like in the middle, but hers is open without this panel. I want to use this as a purse sometimes. I'm going to use it as a carry. I am going to put my wallet in it when we go to the Fiber Festival, but I want to be able to use it as like a regular purse. And so I was hoping to get the stitches tight enough that I would not need to line it, but I think I need to line it. I don't have a sewing machine here. I added this back panel to flap over, and I followed some of Crystal's pattern, but I added the window row instead of a single crochet row. Where she had a single crochet row is where I put the windows. I wanted the stitches bigger, and I wanted it to have a little more texture, be a little more dramatic on the flap than the rest of the bag, because I didn't make the flap all the way down like a messenger bag where it would cover the whole thing. I didn't feel I needed to, but I wanted the flap to help hold things in, and I added it not at the edge. As you can see, I added it, it's hard to see because it's all the same yarn, but I added it with a lip in case I decide that I want to get really bold and add a zipper. The problem with the bag that I've been using that I made last year, I did line it, and that's all wonderful, and it has a button closure. And when I pick it up the wrong way, everything falls out. So I was thinking, well, maybe, the flap would help hold it in once I get a button on it. It needs buttons. But I'm not going to get a button if I put a zipper in. So I need to make that decision. Do I want to attempt a zipper, sewing it in by hand? I've never put a zipper in anything in my life. And if I go to the zipper, then I probably will want a lining too. And again, I am not that great of a sewer on a machine, let alone by myself, by hand. I'm thinking maybe I'll go to a thrift store and get a pillowcase and just cut it and sew it, put it inside. I don't know. So anyway, I haven't cut the yarn because I haven't decided exactly what I'm doing. Even though I don't think I'm going to make the yarn is attached to the flap. I don't think I'm going to make the flap any bigger. I did add the border to it, just a little scallopy edge. And then this is a crossbody, and Lynanne asked me how long I made the handle. I actually just took the yarn, measured it where I wanted the bag to hang, and then added like a foot to make the knot and whatever. I added a foot, maybe 18 inches. I did have, then I braided it. I put it together in the braid from one end, and when it got to the end of the braid, the shortest strap, I put it on and it was perfect. There was, I cut off a lot too, but not a lot of waste actually. It just worked out really, really well that way for me. So I was real happy about that. So that is a finished object. It really did not take long. I think, if you were really diligent, the pattern is easy to remember. If you really diligently sat down and crocheted it, you could definitely do it in a weekend, probably a day, depending on how fast you crochet. But definitely in a weekend, you could get it done. So then I started working on, because I want to get this done finally, this is Juan's cal from the spring cal. And he did it in a 4-weight. It's a wildflower, I think. He did it in a 4-weight. I am doing it in a 1-weight yarn. This is the Vista. I don't have a label in here, I don't think, anymore. Oh, I do. This is the Big Twist Vista from before Joann's closed. And it is a 1-weight. It is a lot of yardage. Where does it say? 705 yards. This is the end of skein 3. I wanted to get all of the yardage in there that I could. It is 56% cotton, 35% acrylic, and 9% polyamide. It is multiple colors in there. It's, self-striping. And I just wanted a spring, summer throw to throw over my lap or whatever. And this has just turned out to be so beautiful. I just love what Juan did. His pattern ended, I don't know, somewhere in this area. And I had almost a whole nother skein of yarn to go. And the blanket isn't all that big. I mean, I knew it wouldn't be because he designed it for a 4-weight and this is a 1-weight. But I did want to use all of my yarn, so I just started winging it as I go. And I did several rows with the ridges because I like those. And then I went back to the little flower petal rows. So let's see, this side is, yeah, my flowers are going in instead of out sometimes, but whatever. So I went back to do the flower petal row. I really like the flowers. I think that was cute. And I thought, oh, that would be a cute end of it if, you know, the bobbles take up all the yarn. Well, it didn't. So I'm like 1.5 sides to go to add a row after, and I will have more yarn. So I think I will do, I don't know what's going to come next. But I was cruising on it yesterday. I added the petals or the leaves and the flower petals, and now a row on top. Last night when we finally sat down to watch TV, I did that. I took it with us. We were going on a road trip, just a day trip, and I took it, but I forgot to bring the right size hook. I have extra hooks, 6mm hooks I carry in my car, just in case I forget a hook, because that's my go-to size is the 6mm, and this one I'm using a 4.5. So it sat in the back seat and did not get work done while we were out driving, but it's coming with me today, including the hook. I really want to get as much. I'm going to go around it and around it until, using whatever stitch I come up with at the time, until this yarn can't go around it again. And that's my plan. That's always been the plan, is to use, you know, up, because what am I going to do with the scraps of that? I don't use 1 weight yarn enough to want to, like, save 1 weight yarn scraps. So, unless I double or triple it or something, make it, put it into another blanket, I don't know. A scrap again. But this is coming with me, and this is what I keep. What do you guys keep your, like, this is my to-go carrying case, and all of my stuff is in here. I have a little tiny pair of scissors. I have several stitch markers and darning needles, whatever hooks I'm working with for the projects I am currently working on. So right now, I always have a 6mm hook in here. So right now I have the 6mm and I have the 4.5. I used a 5.5mm on my bag. I used the 4.5mm. She was using the 5.5mm crystal, and I used the 4.5mm. Because I wanted my stitches to be tighter. So that's the only other besides my chocolate hook, which is always in here. I have all this other junk, and it's what goes in every bag with me. If I'm using a 7mm hook, if I'm using 3 hooks, I fit them in here, you know, for 3 different projects. And then I just move this from bag to bag, or take it, if I'm taking all 3, it's in one of them. Except yesterday, I forgot to take it out of the, actually I think I left it on the couch where I had been crocheting when I finished my bag. So the bag is done. I did buy another skein of yarn, so I added to the stash here. I was really hoping to use up, but that's okay. I like the yarn. And the bag is done. And next, we're going to talk about Luck of the Draw starts today. Luck of the Draw 13. I wasn't going to do it because I didn't know what to do. I don't know if I want to do it. I have this Grafgan that's sitting here staring at me, and I need to do that. But Luck of the Draw is once a week, and it's not that much. So I've decided I still have, I don't know how much yarn, if it's enough. This is what I have left. I have the Big Twist Varsity Yellow. And it is color number 2. And I have this much of the green, and it is color number 1. I have this much, this is all big twist in the 1 pound size of the red, and it's covered up what number it is and what color it is, but I have this much of the red, and I have this much of the blue, which is number 5. I still have some of the cream, but I put that away because I'm not going to, oh, and I have this little bit of green too. And then I have this, which is the gemstone colors. It's Candy Crush in the I Love This yarn. And so I think I'm just going to go with 5 colors, no base color. And whatever number these 4 are not colored, these are the cabin colors, I'm going to number this one. And I'll get another of this. And then I'm just going to do a granny corner to corner. And I'm going to pray that I have enough yarn. I know I have more of the yellow, you know, that I know will match. And the plan is to use these up. If I use them up and the blanket isn't done, then I will wing it and add in a different color as they get used up. Other scrap green or another scrap blue or whatever. But I want to try to stick to the cabin colors. Even if it's a different shade, it's okay because Luck of the Draw was designed as a scrap GAN. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And I did watch couple of tutorials on how to do a corner to corner granny. So I can make it square or I can make it rectangle. Doesn't matter. We'll see how the yarn is going. I don't know if it really is going to matter as far as if it's rectangle or square, if it's 35. I mean, 40-inch square is the square size, you know, 40 inches around, but 35 one way and 50 the other way is, you know, pretty much the same probably amount of yarn anyway. So I'll probably do a 40 by 40 square. We'll see how the yarn is going, how the colors are coming out. I've never done a granny in corner to corner before, so it's granny stitch, pretty simple. And corner to corner goes pretty quickly. So I thought I'm going to give that a try. I want to do it. Now in the tutorials that I've seen, they do not put a chain 1 between the granny stitches. And I don't have, and I does anybody on a corner to corner granny put a chain 1? And the other question is, I have no idea how many rows to do of each color. I'm thinking go with the smaller because go with the square, 40 by 40 square versus a rectangle, because some of my yarn I don't have very much of. And if I could just use up this yarn and not have to dig through scraps, that would be wonderful. If not, that's okay too. Either way is okay. But, we're just trying to figure it out. Any idea how many rows I should go to make it the right size? It's 10 weeks, so you say 4 inches a row, right? That makes sense. So that's what I'm going to attempt. So the first color gets drawn today. Probably the video was already out at the time of filming this. I haven't looked. I don't even know what all my color numbers are, and I'm not starting it today. So it's not that big of a deal. But I think if I go 4 rows, or 4-inch rows times 10 weeks, that'll do it. And then it'll really give me an idea. Well, it won't. The first corner is only one cluster. But we'll see. But I like that idea. So Nancy, if you're watching this video, you said you wanted to do a quarter and a quarter granny, do it with me. Luck of the draw. It's only one 4-inch section a week. You can do it. You've got lots of scrap yarns. Just grab some and throw them in there. You just need 5 colors. You don't even need the base color. I'm not using the base color, but I am going to have to get more of that candy stash color, whatever that is. I love that yarn, and it just goes so well with the primary colors for the cabins that it's just perfect. Okay, that's it. Roy and I are off. We're off to go see Tarpon Springs, Florida. It's supposed to remind you of Greece. White buildings, blue roofs, that kind of thing. So I'm real excited to see that. So we're going to do a little day trip. And I'll let you know how that goes. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching, liking, sharing. You know all those things. And I will talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.